Hey all, Viking Raven here with another metal video. This is another request for my Versus series. This time I was asked to compare Cannibal Corpse's debut album, Eaten Back to Life, to Deicide's debut album, self-titled. So I wasn't going to be doing Deicide because you guys all know here who's been following me, they are my favorite death metal band. But I decided, you know what? Let's try this, see what happens. All right. First of all, looking at the album cover. Yeah, I go with Cannibal Corpse, gets the nod to the album cover. This is the original album cover with the better logo, I always say. Okay, now we look at the songs. Both of these are the originals. Unfortunately, the Cannibal Corpse has an extra song in their album. They have 11 songs compared to 10 from the Deicide. So will that be a factor? So we're going to start this off here with Shredded Humans versus Lunatic of God's Creation. I love Shredded Humans. I think it's a great song, but honestly, I'm going with Deicide on that one there. Lunatic of God's Creation. So that's one for Deicide. Up next is Edible Autopsy versus Sacrificial Suicide. By far, Sacrificial Suicide. One of my favorite Deicide songs. Put Them to Death against Oblivious to Evil. This one here was a pretty of a difficult one here, but I go with Cannibal Corpse in this one here. Put Them to Death. So that's 2-1 Deicide. Next up is Mangled and Dead by Dawn. Wow. You know how much I love the song Dead by Dawn. That song to me, hands down, beats Mangled easily. Then we got Scattered Remains, Splattered Brains. One of my favorite songs off of this album. Also going against Blasphemerian. You know what? I got to give that one there to Scattered Remains, Splattered Brains. Both of these albums here are just so fantastical, just great. Then we've got Born in a Casket against self-titled Deicide. Deicide, hands down. Like Born in a Casket, but Deicide just so evil sounding, man. Then we go with Rotten Head versus Carnage Through the Temple of Dam. Another one, Deicide. Carnage Through the Temple of Dam. Wow, Deicide's running away with this one here. Undead Will Feast versus Mephistopelosis. I guess that's how it's pronounced. Anyways, I go with the Deicide song. I love that song. Bloody Chunks versus Day of Darkness. Again, Deicide, Day of Darkness. Wow. So then we're going to go with Cannibal Corpses, a Skull Full of Maggots versus Crucifixion. Okay. Skull Full of Maggots is one of my favorite Cannibal Corpse songs. I'm not going to lie, but something about Crucifixion, I will take that song. I would have to pick that song there. That is probably my favorite song off of this self-titled Deicide album also. Just love that song. Then obviously last song there from Cannibal Corpse is Buried in the Backyard. So if I'm going track by track, Deicide wins this hands down. Now, there is a lot of good in this Cannibal Corpse album, Eaten Back to Life. But if I'm just looking at all the songs, period, just looking at the song titles, looking at the Deicide song, I cannot, no. For myself, as much as it hurts me to say, because I'm a huge Cannibal Corpse fan, Deicide wins this. They win this hands down 8 to 10. They got 8 out of 10, pardon me. Easily this Deicide album, I find, as I said, I know everyone knows Cannibal is my favorite death metal band, but this Deicide album is so fucking evil sounding. Like I said, as much as I love Cannibal, sorry man, this Deicide album is better. Like I said, this Cannibal album is still a good album. A Skull Full of Maggots, like I said, one of my favorite songs. Just, yeah. Hands down, Deicide wins this easily. Yeah, see? I'm going against my favorite death metal band. But so that's what I have with this one here. Just the evil sounding, and Glenn's vocals are just something else in this album here. So everyone, what album do you like better between these two debut albums? Let me know. Leave a comment. Hit the subscribe button, please. Keep buying physical metal copies to support your favorite bands nowadays. Very important. And as always, stay fucking heavy.